All right, what is up, everybody? Coming back at you with another video on the channel, and we have got another hot new release to check out today. So this is a new knife from Jack Wolf Knives. Famous, infamous, whatever you want to call it. You know, I was a Jack Wolf hater at first, not gonna lie about it, but in the end, after having two at this point, I think he makes some pretty solid knives, guys. So this is his new design that came out June 2023, and this is his first locking knife. So kind of taking a foray into the locking knife world. So this is the Gunslinger Jack. This is the gold dark matter fat carbon version. We'll take a quick look at the packaging since it is always so cool. There you go, the Gunslinger Jack graphic. You get your chip. Take a look at that later. You get your nice Jack Wolf cloth. And there's also a sticker in there, which I haven't been able to get out on this one, so there it is. But always great packaging with the tin and everything, kind of a collectible sort of vibe there. Building up the suspense here, huh? Gotta wipe it down for you. So here is the Gunslinger Jack. And look at that beautiful dark matter fat carbon. And on the other side, we have a pocket clip, and you have a anodized matched back spacer. Very, very cool. So, like I said, this is his first locking knife. It is actually kind of a redone iteration of his first ever slip joint knife. The Gunstock Jack? What was it? Oh my gosh. Sharpshooter Jack. That's what it was. The Sharpshooter Jack in the gunstock pattern is what I was looking for there. So this is the Gunslinger Jack, and as you can see, we have got a bolster lock here with a steel lock bar insert. Very, very nice. It's got this awesome clip point blade. I really love the grind lines they do on these knives. Bring out the low drag jack here, the Jungle Wear fat carbon scales. Oh, maybe. Love those grind lines. This is obviously a slip joint knife. So, first foray into the locking knife market, and I gotta say, guys, I'm digging it. I think he did pretty good on this one. So we'll go over some specs here real quick. S90V blade steel. He did a lot of M390 to start with, but has slowly kind of moved into S90V. I really dig S90V. Something a little different. It's not the, you know, plain Jane M390. These are OEM'd in China, just like all his other knives. We're still not sure of the manufacturer. You know, that kind of is what it is. You know, I had made a comment, I wish we knew who made them, and Ben, Jack, you know, the owner of Jack Wolf, actually commented back and said, knowing who made it doesn't change the quality. And that's a very fair point. So I'll give him that. And guys, if you don't know, Ben watches a lot of the reviews and shorts on these knives, and he reads, if you leave a comment on this, good chance he'll read it. So it kind of holds people accountable for the dumb shit they say sometimes. Anyways, moving along, you've got a full titanium bolster here. You've got the nice flutes up top and one down bottom here. Obviously, this beautiful gold dark matter fat carbon inlay on both sides here. So there were 5 iterations on this one. You had gold dark matter, you had purple haze, which this is actually a purple haze fat carbon, so you can kind of see the difference there. Arctic Storm, then there was Toxic Green and Bazooka Pink. And each one had a matching accented backspacer and pocket clip to go with it. Titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, Like I said before, steel lock bar insert. Titanium hardware on the outside. There's 2 T6 screws on the inside here that are actually steel. I did disassemble this knife. It has the tiniest little 1/8 inch pivot and some tiny little bearings, but he is selling skiff bearings if you're interested to check that out. Got T10 hardware on the pivot. That was quite surprising, actually. It's a T10. I will say on this hardware, I've kind of had a problem, and I've got Weehaw bits, good bits. I'll get my bit in there, and if I don't really push down, it wants to slip out. So I don't know, maybe it's a me thing, but I did notice that. Like I said, I did take this knife apart. Construction is very, very well done. I mean, it's top notch. These inlays are absolutely seamless, and like on this hard corner right here, you can run your finger along that, and you really cannot feel the inlay at all, which is quite impressive. So the fit and finish is really, really solid there. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of this gold anodizing, but after having the knife, I'm starting to really like it. It adds a little bit of pop to it. That gold dark matter looks good on its own, but that really takes it to another level. So two forms of deployment here. You have this front flipper, which works really well. Snaps out. I get right up on the tip of it here, and you can really pop it. You can come kind of from the front a little lower. Still pops, but the lower you go, the less it pops. And then you have this fuller here, which doesn't look like it would be much, but it's just sharp enough, ow, hit myself, to really grab your finger and to shoot out. You can also thumb flick it here. Oh. All right. So really well done on that fuller. I can reverse flick it. I can do the pad of my finger, flick it, or if you want to get all the way up under, tuck your nail, flick it as well. 7.34 inches overall. I think you're right at 3 inches of blade length. Let's do some quick size comparisons here. We've got the Sharp by Design Mini Evo Typhoon. The full-size Evo Typhoon is actually coming out this week. Kind of bummed. I like a bigger knife, so Typhoon's a little bit bigger. Let's see, let's compare it to a Jaeger M. Jaeger M's just a tiny bit longer. What else we got just laying here? We'll do a Winter Blade Co. Factor, batch 2. So a little longer than the Factor. So good mid-sized knife. We'll do a Devo Knives Buzz while we're at it. I love this Buzz. Buzz is a little longer. Put these up. Ooh, dropped. Now the ergonomics on this knife are actually really, really good, and I have big ham hands. I can get a 4-finger grip quite comfortably here. I still have room up top. You can choke up a little bit and have a little left, but I can grab this knife, have a really solid grip. You do have some jimping up here. It's really from the front flipper, but you can get on that. But naturally, I jump up here a little bit. Wicked thin hollow grind on this blade. It is pretty thin blade stock, as you can see, and this tip really comes down on this clip point. Beautiful blade though, and like I say, those grind lines are fantastic. So when I first got it, the detent felt a little light. So I did open it up, add just a little bit of tension to the lock bar, and that helped it out. I think my expectations were the problem. One thing you have to think about, this is an extremely thin and light blade. So you're just not gonna get that pop off something with a thicker blade like a Buzz. You know, you've got a lot of material there, a lot of weight you're throwing out. This is a very thin, very light but slicey blade. It still feels good, don't get me wrong, but you can notice the blades. You know, it's not a heavy use knife, but after having a day or two, I kind of got used to it, and now I'm in love with it. Really no effort, just flick it out, feels great. Front flipper works fantastic. I can grab the reach around flip. Let's see, I think I can do the, I'm bad at this one. There we go, do that. So yeah, overall, really digging this thing. I think he absolutely killed it. I'd like to see some of his other iterations as a locking knife, where this was his first slip joint design and he went back to this for his first locking knife. I could see him going back through and kind of doing an order of the slip joints as locking knives. I think that'd be pretty cool. There was a lot of the slip joint designs I missed early on because I was too busy hating. But I'm not a big slip joint guy. I would absolutely love some of those designs in a locking knife like this. It's kind of, you know, it was last year in 2022, it was kind of Pina, you know, Pina knives mania. It was Pina mania for a little while. And now, you know, Pina has kind of disappeared. Kind of weird. But anyways, yeah, it's like a Pina, kind of like a traditional, I don't know, I had a Pena Apache front flipper. I did really like the knife, but it was much smaller. This knife is a really good size overall, and I really like he went a little bigger on this one. I'd love to see that on some of his other designs, like a Big Bro Jack. That would be a good one. The Midnight Jack, that was a really good one. So plenty of potential there. These ran at $350. You know, I don't care what you say about that. If your wallet's not big enough, no problem, get a different knife. But the knife is worth the money, whether you think it is or not. So that is it. I'm gonna wrap this one up, I guess, on the Gunslinger Jack. Very well done. Just more great stuff from Jack Wolf. I look forward to the next iteration, the next locking knife. It's funny because he had done so many designs with the slip joints. I'm like, man, he just every month, man, new design. He just keeps bringing out good stuff. So to see him go into the locking knife market, it's really cool. He's had a ton of success. This knife sold out almost instantly on DLT Trading. I was lucky enough to grab this gold fat carbon because it sold out. I checked out, and as soon as I checked out, I went back to this knife and it was sold out, and the other variations went right behind it. So yeah, really dig it. Do a quick cut test. Something light. I think it comes down to around 6 thousandths behind the edge, so extremely slicey. It's not going to be a heavy user, but as far as just, you know, an EDC knife for normal tasks, cutting boxes, cardboard, anything like that, it does feel solid in the hand though, don't get me wrong. So yeah, that is the Jack Wolf Knives Gunslinger Jack. Awesome design. Check out the channel for some of my other videos. Plenty of cool knives to check out. Subscribe to see more knife content coming weekly. I appreciate you guys watching, and have yourself a great day.